Is my mic down? Welcome to the opening day of the EPWT. We're here in Denmark. We're actually meant to be racing at Hanstholm today, but Hanstholm is a wave spot and it's onshore at the moment. It's pretty big this morning, so we are now going to be racing on the fjord, if that's the right word. Basically an inland sea. For anyone in the UK will understand it. We're going to have a little walk around because we're going to race in very soon. The sun is shining, the wind was blowing all morning. It's meant to drop and then kind of swing around, but there's still breeze at the moment. We're going to go and meet a couple of the riders, have a little walk, see who's here to compete for €2,500. It's just Stroosma, or Stroosma if you're English.
Stroosma for you. It's fine.
Sam, new sponsors.
Yeah, EPWT for this year. So quite stoked, and Guadeloupe went well. So
yeah, for people who don't know, Guadeloupe, first PWA event of the year, top 10.
Yeah, it was top 10. I can't complain about that, I guess.
No, that's a winner, man. Nice work.
Yeah. For the first time on the gear, like I think I sailed 2 weeks together with John in Greece before the event, and that was it. But the gear was plug and play, so happy with that.
What do you think about racing here? Because obviously we thought we were going to be racing on the sea with a few waves around. Now we got what, flat water?
Yeah, the day before yesterday we sailed on the sea. It was quite sick, to be honest. Like I think we had 2 meters swell, and so you need to watch out all the time when you're sailing. But here it's paradise, I guess. Yeah. For me it's a bit similar to the lakes at home, but here we don't have fish, so that's quite nice.
So you prefer the flat water or the waves?
It doesn't really matter for me. Like I like both.
Okay.
Like here I think we go a touch faster, so that gets the adrenaline pumping as well. And in the waves you just need to look all the time. Like it's hard to look at other people, to be honest.
So what place are you going for? What's your line?
Top 3.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Podium.
Big guys here, big guys. We're going to go meet a few. Who's your closest rivals? Who's looking good?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think yesterday with the training a lot of guys were doing good. So we'll see.
Okay, we will see. We will see. Another guy, another new sponsor.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Sukas, Johnny. New boards, hello. New sails.
Yeah. Everything new except from the foil.
Okay, so what are you rocking then? You got the Wee one?
Yes, Wee 85 foil race together with the F4 and Challenger. I think it's a really good combo.
Yeah, Challenger sails as well. You sailed here in the fjord?
Yeah, I sailed 2 days ago and yesterday. It's amazing. I can't say much because one day we had a weird direction from the right. Now we have offshore. Yesterday we had the wind from the left. Okay. So yeah, it's a bit of everything.
So we've got 4 days of racing. It looks like we might be on the sea towards the end of the weekend. Maybe a couple of days here. Yeah. So we're going to have a bit of a mixture. What sort of sail size are we rigging?
I'm kind of thinking about it. It looks like it's peaking up, so I think I'm going to go on the 6.5. I'm definitely rigging the 7.5 as well, and I might prepare the 5.4 as well.
Okay. Goals for this event?
Top 3.
Top 3?
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of top 3s. It's a really close battle. We've got a lot of guys who've all been training together. They're all going quick. You know, a couple of them have showed a few of their skills over in Guadeloupe for the PWA. And like I say, this is the first event at the EPWT. Now we'll have to try and find him, one of the biggest guns in the business here. Johan So is here. It's going to be our first chance to see him race this year. He's on new gear. A lot of new sponsors this year. He's on Patrick gear. So we're going to try and track him down. We're going to have a little walk up here, up the end of the beach. It's a really cool setup. We're at a cable park actually. Just want to show you. So the cable park's inside here, inside this little bit, and then obviously out there with full-blown racing. And I think everyone's pretty excited at the moment. It's a really good setup. So we're going to have to, oh God, careful where we're walking. I was going to say, it's dangerous around here. So yeah, we got, like I said, we'll walk up and we'll see who we've got. Because we have, it's weird, like especially in that middle group, we've had a lot of sponsorship changes. So pretty much everyone's got new gear. Let's have a look. Boys, we're live, don't swear.
That's right.
Bob.
Yes.
In the house. First race in Guadeloupe in the PWA. I was thinking, hello, he's on it. Obviously, first day of the EPWT.
Yes.
How you feeling? Have you sailed out there?
We sailed 2 days. One day out on the ocean, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I really loved it. Here yesterday was gusty, was a bit shifty, so completely different.
Yeah.
And looks like today we have some like offshore, gusty, shifty conditions. So
It'll be interesting.
What
size are you boys rigging? What's the feeling in the camp?
Now I rigged 776757.
Okay.
So
and new
basically-
sponsors.
New sponsors, 0.7, Patrick boards, and so far I feel great. So,
Yeah. That was
looking
good, man.
forward.
It was good. It was good to see. I think everyone here I spoke to has got new sponsors. Have it? Yeah. Everybody. Everybody. What we going? What we rocking? Hugo.
6374 so far, and then maybe 53 as well.
You look like you've grown, or
Oh no, I'm standing
Jesus
like this is better maybe.
But you're on GA
Yes.
Taboo this year.
Yes, I am.
Liking it?
Yeah. First competition was not the best for me, but I just received the gear and didn't have too much time to try it, and then we only had 1 day of racing, so
Yeah.
a lot can happen then. So if you're not on it, it's easy to get left behind.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we're going to get plenty of racing over the next few days. We might, get some action here in the fjord, and then maybe at the sea towards the end of the weekend. It looks like that could happen if the waves drop a little bit.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Aspirations for this competition. Results.
I hope top 4, maybe top 3. We will see if I have a good race. Yeah, I want to race as much as possible in the waves because I feel most comfortable there. So it would be fun if we had some races there.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
Yes,
All right,
fingers
good luck.
crossed.
Good
Thanks.
luck. Good luck. More new sponsors. More new
Again,
sponsors. And you're in the top 3 in the speed.
Yeah, I was pretty fast actually.
I was going to say we just did the Speed World Championships on the fin and the foil,
Yeah.
and in the foil you're third.
Yeah, third, yeah.
Pretty
good.
happy with that.
I
aren't you?
did 2 seconds of 38.8, which is pretty fast.
What was it? 30.
38.8 knots on 2 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
super
that's
quick.
solid. And 500 meters I think was 36.5 or something like this.
Wow. And there were some big guns there.
Yeah, I'm in front of Matteo, so I'm pretty happy with this. But I was really feeling comfortable and the new sail working pretty well, so I'm happy
Okay,
with
yeah,
this.
obviously new sponsors again. I think everyone we spoke to has got new sponsors. So what you on this year?
I am on the Challenger sail with the Patrick boards, and I really love the sail. I think more comfortable on it than last year.
Okay.
So I'm pretty happy with this, and I get some good results. So.
Yeah, and you got to take some confidence from the speed. I mean,
Yeah, for sure. The speed helps a lot to be confident also and know the gear perfectly, because for going that fast you need to be pretty good on the setup.
yeah.
Just in Guadeloupe it was a bit tricky because I got all my stuff the week before, so I was not ready in time, but now I feel better, so I'm really happy with it.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you so much,
All
and
right.
see you.
We'll see you in a bit. Casper, is this like sailing at home? Where is your home? Because you're obviously Danish, but
Yeah.
Denmark's not tiny.
No,
Where was your
it's
home?
like 2.5 hours
Okay.
east. Yeah.
But does it suit you? Do you sail much on a fjord, like flat water stuff?
Yeah, mostly. I like it flat. It's fun, but where I sail in Aarhus, it's like can both be flat and like 1 meter waves, but it's nice.
New sponsors?
Yeah, new sail sponsors and board sponsor, same foil, the 4 foils. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And all going good?
Yeah.
What
I
are
like
you
it.
rigging?
I don't know. I think I just prepare from everything from 5 up to 7. I think.
We could have everything because it did say it was going to drop and then swing and pick up. I heard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess you boys are kind of rigging all that middle stuff and just hoping for the best.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good luck.
Let's see. Thank you.
All right, man. Right, we're going to have another little wander. I don't know who we're going to find. There's the wolf. I think the wolf. Oh, I know he's going to get old, but here we go. The wolf back in the building. All good?
Everything good, prepared, ready.
I think. You didn't do. This is your first event of the year. You were saying.
Yeah, slalom's the first of the event of the year. 2 weeks ago, I decided to step after 1 year back on the IQ board.
Okay.
I joined the Danish Championships, but yeah, now first competition on the slalom floor.
Confident?
Yeah, feeling good.
What position are we heading for? Because there's some big boys here.
Always for the win.
Is it good?
Yeah,
good. And how are you stacking up? Have you done much training?
Yeah, I was in Tenerife for 2 months, training for slalom. Now the last month not so much, but I feel good. The kid is fast, feeling ready.
Okay, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, there we go. The wolf. He seems. He's got the eye of the tiger. He's a wolf. How can he have the eye of the tiger? You don't know. Bob's over there just rigging up the .7s. We spoke to him already. What else have we got? I don't know about this guy. Do we know who this guy is? The Beast. The Beast. How we doing, my son?
Good.
Ready for action. This is the first we're going to see of you on the race course in slalom in 2025.
That's right.
Excited?
I'm excited, very excited with my new gear and to see how it goes.
I was going to say, new sponsors again, and this is a big change. You've gone full Patrick.
Yeah, so I was on the foil as well last year, and now the boards and sails too. So.
And it's working good?
Yeah, so far I'm happy with it. I did not compete with it, but I was really happy when going with the gear.
So a lot of people asking, obviously the PWA Tour, you weren't there at Guadeloupe. I got asked that question so many times. So you're here for the EPWT. What happened with the PWA? How come you weren't there?
Because we had, I was just in Palma, Mallorca, for the IQ World Cup.
How'd you get on?
I was pretty good until the last day. So in the end, I finished 11th. Was a bit disappointed, but was still a good week of sailing for me overall. And then we went back home testing and training more. So was just no time in the schedule for the PWA since the World Championships in Aarhus this year. So I really want to prepare for that. In IQ.
Okay, in IQ, because you're doing both now. Patrick actually does a bit of IQ stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah, so I'm fully on the Patrick gear and the IQ as well. So yeah.
Okay, good luck. You done much training? How you like sailing here in the fjord or in the sea?
I like both. I like flat water, but I also like kind of silt style. So I like both. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, you're obviously going for the win.
Yeah, I have to.
All right, man. Reigning EPWT champion. Right. Another Patrick rider.
Yeah.
No winter, all good?
All good.
Ready for action?
I think so.
What are you rigging?
I'm rigging the 8.0 and the 6.8. I think it would be good later on.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you expecting to happen today?
It should turn a bit more in west, and then I think it should stabilize a bit, and then maybe like we had it yesterday, and there was 6.8.
Okay.
So around that, I think.
And what sort of size foils you rocking in that type of wind? What front wings?
The full Patrick with the 450, I think, and 150 on the back wing, and the V1 fuselage.
Okay, there you go. For all you foil nerds out there, that's what we're rocking. All right, man, good luck. Okay, well, I think we have a quick walk around. There is more people to chat. We're going to be here for the next 4 days. We're going into live action very soon, so stay tuned. Okay, so there we go. This is obviously the first day of the EPWT. That was a little bit earlier, about an hour ago. Just a little bit of an interview with all the main riders here. Oh, I did miss out a few, so we'll be talking to them. This is obviously a 4-day event. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The forecast looks good. And I have to say, the build-up is happening. That is what we've got on the water right now. As I said in that sort of preview talk, the wind was expected to shift, and it has done it right now. So they've now had to change the course a little bit. So we are looking like there will be a bit more of a delay, but not too long. Maybe a 10-minute, 5-minute delay. So stay tuned, and we should be having some pretty epic foil slalom races coming up. As you saw, the beast is here, Johan So. He was in amazing form last year at this tour stop over on the other side of Denmark. And he absolutely dominated. Will he have the same dominant performance this year? That's what we're going to find out. There's some other big names here, though. And the big names, sort of I would say they're the more up-and-coming names. We saw Sam Struismar over in the PWA making his first finals. We saw Pogaman. We didn't interview him earlier, but he made his first final on the PWA. Cyril Everard, as we talked to him before, got third in the World Speed Championships on a foil, beating Matteo Aquino. So he's got some speed now, shown some good stuff. We've got Johnny Sukas. Johnny Sukas is here. There's like Bob stepped up. There's a lot of guys that have stepped up. We've also got Brendan Loho is also here. He finished third in the Finn Speed Championship, which was kind of insane when you see the lineup there. So I think, when you look down the list, you're seeing these riders. A lot of these guys can cause some damage. The Wolf seems super confident. He's going for the win as well. Can any of them really push Johan So? That's going to be the question. He is the man to beat. We've not seen him in action on the PWA Tour either. So this is our first real look at Johan So. So just let me know if you're hearing me loud and clear out there. Let's make sure that everything is good. Make sure the levels are all good. We are live from here in Denmark. We've got plenty of wind for the next few days. And I tell you what, we've got sun. Yes, we have. We've got sun. The sun is shining. So there is 2 spots. I said it in the preview, but if you're just tuning in, we've got 2 spots to choose from. We've got Hanstholm, which is pretty much a wave spot, one of the best wave sailing spots in, I would say, Europe. Full stop. Maybe in the world as a windsurfing destination. Hanstholm throws out some of the most epic conditions. It's definitely up there in my top 3 in some of the best sessions I've ever had. I know that's a big call, but I'll stand by that. But they were going to do some racing up there depending on the forecast and the angle. And then on the other side of it, we've got this place, which is the fjord. There's a cable park running here. And it's perfect for foiling. Like the guys were out there yesterday, a few gusts coming through, but look at that. You can see the setup we've got. It's obviously offshore winds at the moment, so they are going to be racing out, but we've got the drone up there. We're going to be bringing you the drone action. We're going to have 4 qualifying heats. Then we're going to have like a kind of losers round. Then we've got the 2 semi-finals, and then a runners-up final and a final. We've got Anders tuning in, says sound and picture are very nice. Well, that's good to hear. That is definitely good to hear. If you haven't got a good picture, definitely go on your settings and up the quality, because it should be pretty solid. We're in sunny Denmark. Look at the sun. I mean, I was a bit worried when I saw, Denmark on the calendar at this time of year. You never know what you're going to get, but Denmark has definitely delivered. We were actually all set up for racing at Hanstholm today, but it's onshore and there's probably like a 2-meter wave coming in, and it was just a little bit too much for the foils. It can be an expensive day out on the race course if you get hammered by a couple of those waves. So the call was made to change everything. So it has been a bit frantic this morning, basically changing all the live stream setup and everything else down to here at the cable park in Tisted. In the northern part of Denmark. So if you've been over here, let us know. Ever sailed on the fjord, ever sailed on the sea up here in Denmark? Let us know where you're watching from, who's tuning in. Who do you think is going to win at this EPWT? Like I said, who's going to be the top 3? I'll be very impressed if you can pick me in order a top 3 here. We're going to go through the guys. We've seen quite a lot of them here, but I would say the guys that are in chance of a top 3, we've got Noah Winter. He's been showing some good skills. We've got Bob van der Berg. We've got Hugo Schoberg. We've got Fabian Wolf, Casper Nielsen, Penton Dietz. We've got Sam Strosmar. We've got Christina Larsen. Magna Haas. We've got Matthias van der Weg, Hugo Cox, Lars Pogeman, Cyril Everard. We got Johnny Sukas, Brendan Loho, Thijs Handemeyer. We've got Gustav Permin and Johan So, Bo Bart van der Bart, and Barney van der Weg. So, quite a few riders. And like I say, this tour, it's got a lot of those up-and-coming riders, the guys that will be challenging for podiums on the World Cup in the years to come. And then you put in that mix already proven is Johan So. So, the other guys, they are really trying to prove themselves here. And it's a great way to end up racing on that very similar playing field. And I think we're going to see some really close racing. And, I'm not running anyone down here, but it will be to see who is close to Johan So. That's pretty much it. He dominated last year. He was in a league of his own, but there's a lot of training been going on over the winter. And have they caught him up? Have they reeled in a bit of distance between them and that top guy. But don't get me wrong, the second and third places are going to be hotting up. But as we heard from the Wolf, he wants to win it. They're going to be pushing Johan. They're not just going to let him have it. So he will be under pressure. He's definitely the man to watch. He's definitely the guy in the targets. And he will be the one to beat. But he's still going to have to deliver. So, yeah, that's what we've got. 4 days of racing. So just waiting for that course to be reset at the moment. A few of the guys out there. Looks like Casper Nielsen there on the duotone. Maybe warming up. I don't know if you guys tuned in last year, but we've got Cone, who was actually... Kuhn joining me on the commentary last year. He's actually flying the drone this year. And you can see the wind has already shifted round to the left. Before, when they were going out, it was absolutely bolt offshore. And now it's kind of clocked round a little bit. So that is the setup. You can see, pretty nice setup. Cable park on the left inside that little harbour. And then we've got a nice little beach where the foilers are walking out from. I mean, there's so much water and great windsurfing to be had here in Denmark. You know, I always wondered why there were so many Danish windsurfers, but the more time you spend in Denmark or when you drive through Denmark, you realize just how many stretches of water and how many beautiful spots there are. It's actually surprising there's not more windsurfers. It's such a playground for windsurfing, you know, and you've got the safety of the fjord, which is, you know, it's seawater at the end of the day. So, but you got, you know, there's no waves. It's flat, you know, and depending which beach you go to within that, you can have lots of different options. Plus, obviously, then you've got the wave sailing on the sea or just some seaside sailing in itself. So it is such a good setup, and it's not surprising that the Danish councils and governments and communities are all back in these windsurfing events. So really great to see. Anyone else sailed in Denmark out there? Where have you sailed? Obviously, we've done Vida Sander before, down that bottom end. We had last year over on the other coast, which was Abeltoft, which was a new spot for me, but a really good setup over there as well. You know, nice green grassy rigging areas, you know, going straight into the sea. A nice surf club right on the beach, like prime spot. And like I said, this is the new spot for me here in Tisted at the cable park, but you can just see the open stretch of water. And, you know, the guys are out there racing today, but there's no one else on the water. And it's, you know, it's sunny, it's windy. You think crazy. Still, I guess, early season here in Denmark, though. So a little bit of time to go. And then we'll be up with Elimination 1. Heat number 1, which will be Noah Winter, and Bob van der Berg, Hugo Schoberg, Barney van der Weg, and Bart van Bogart. And there'll only be one rider dropping out. So you're going to have 4 qualifying heats with pretty much one rider dropping out of each one, apart from Heat 3, where 2 riders will drop out. And then the losers from that first round, so there will be 5 of them, will go in all in one heat on their own, just to fight for those minor places, you know, which means it just gives them an extra bit of sailing time. Yes, they can't make the semi-finals. They're not in the top 16, but they are fighting for those places. So they get a chance to win a heat. You know, they get a chance to fight at the front. And I think I think it's a good way to do it. It means basically everyone gets, you know, a good amount of heats. The other alternative is, you know, they're kicked out in that first round and that's it. And then you're thinking, well, why are they going to come back? You know, yeah, okay, they've got to train and get better to get in the semis, but you've got to, how are they going to get better? They need action. So I think it's really cool to have that heat in there, which just gives a little bit more action on the water. We got Kim Jensen saying, Niebrenning is further in the fjord. That's my home spot. Nice and flat, apparently. We got Sam saying, what a nice spot. No parking restrictions. We're not in France, right? Nice wind conditions. Perfect. I mean, that is the difference. I don't know what the parking policy is here in Denmark, but I'm guessing it's pretty relaxed.
very relaxed, I'm hearing. It's very relaxed. And that's what you want, isn't it? It's getting ridiculous when we go around Europe now. Everyone, they're banning vans and all that sort of stuff. And as windsurfers, you know, to ban vans from car parks, or in France, they put those low barriers on. And if you've got a van bigger than a small van, you can't get into the car park. That stuff really grates on me, I've got to be honest. It's quite frustrating, I will say, especially when you own a big van. Is there any seaweed there? Nope, apparently not. That's what I'm hearing. No seaweed? Sometimes. Depending on September, maybe, if you're unlucky. We got Filippo saying hello from Italy. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Interestingly, that we should start the great seaweed debate, because I'm pretty sure, like all the way over the world, from what my sources are telling me, or friends, I should say, that I've talked to, it feels like everyone who's never had a problem with seaweed is starting to have a little bit of seaweed pop up at their local spot. Or if they had a problem before, it's got worse. I'd be really interested to know, like, I don't think there's a problem here from the sounds of it, but is anyone out there having problems? I know in Portugal, we've started to have a bit more than we used to. They were in Guadeloupe, they were saying the same thing, you know, in Australia, I've heard something as well, which, yeah, interesting. Guillaume saying, is it saltwater? Yes, it is. This is a fjord, which apparently is like an inland sea. So it's kind of connected somehow, but it's basically a big saltwater lake. But like I say, great setup. I mean, sun does help, doesn't it? As soon as you get the sun out, everything feels good in the world. A bit of wind, a bit of sun, and I think most of us are very happy with that. Elaine saying, the interviews are nice. Well, good to hear. You enjoyed those. Like I say, we're going to be doing plenty of that this week. We're going to roam around. We got Alfie Hart here who's going to be making the daily videos. So the end of each day, you'll be able to tune in and get a recap of the action from today. And then obviously there'll be a bigger kind of movie style video at the end, rounding up the whole 4 days of action. And this is obviously the opening event on the EPWT, which has kind of been, I keep saying it, but it really has been put together by Finn Noor to really push those younger up and coming riders. They want to race, you know, at the moment, you know, the PWA's had Guadeloupe, but for foil racing, the next race is in Sylt. So all this summer, there isn't any PWA foil action. So there is like a little bit of a gap. And I think a lot of the racers I spoke to this morning, they want more races. They just want to race. They want to get better. They want to get motivated. They want races. And I think in terms of, you know, this event actually got really good media. But I think even some of the riders are like, look, we just want to race. So it would be interesting to see how that plays out during the year, and if we can see other events added to the calendar, because there's definitely a hunger from the young guys to really push and get some races under their belt, because that is the way you get better. You know, the more racing, the better. What we got? We got Julie. Hello, my Julie. It says, hello from Perth. I like your commentating. Well, thank you very much. Good to hear. It's a good job, really, because you're going to be listening to me for 4 days. Interesting. It seems far from the sea. I said the same thing, Guillaume. I was like, it's what, how, what, where, why, where are we? But yeah, no, it is. It's saltwater, apparently. Sam says, I hope we'll see Ben in the Defi Wind soon to ask Antoine which brand he will ride. Ooh, well, there's some big announcement on Antoine Albo coming, maybe tomorrow. So I would stay tuned to your internet, because there is a big Antoine Albo announcement coming maybe soon. And I think it might, shock a few people. I think there is rumours going around. Again, nothing official, but I've heard it's coming out soon. Is there any race in Lake Garda in the future? It's a good question. There was lots of talk about it. Nothing confirmed at the moment from what I've heard, but yeah, it would. I mean, it's a great spot, isn't it, Lake Garda? I will be going to the Defi, just to answer your question before. Oh, the compliments are coming in here. Cheers. Filippo, for me, you're the best commentator. Well, thank you. That's always nice to hear. They're going to foil in Furta PWA, are they? That's the question. There was a rumour that that wasn't going to happen, but it was definitely not confirmed. So if you're going to confirm that, okay, that's good to know. Yeah. Where would you like to see more racing? It'd be very interesting. You know, because there's a lot of, I know the guys in Europe, especially, you know, the foil racers with vans, they want to be able to drive to competitions. And I think, you know, speaking to the young guys here, in an ideal world for them, they would be banging out like maybe a couple of competitions in a couple of weeks, which are close to each other. So you can almost get like a little bit of a tour going on. Maybe you take a month off work and then you just bang out 3 or 4 competitions on a road trip. That would be, I think, preferable to a lot of the guys in Europe. Obviously, if you're based, you know, other places in the world, it's a little bit different. Got a lovely shot of the bricks here. This is the we're gonna full watch this go all the way through, and there you go. That is how we're rocking. So I was taking, like I say, this is at the moment minimal equipment. So one drone, couple of cameras, commentator, and then obviously the highlights. We've got JC here doing the pictures as well. So it's yeah, hopefully we can do it proud. Conditions looking good. Yeah, conditions are looking good. That's for sure. We're going to see if anyone's guessing these concepts. What are we going here? Virgil saying Antoine on we won. Is that a rumor?
Take off. Point
GN, no, I cannot confirm they're going to be foiling in Furta. I just checked the PWA calendar. Well, I've heard different rumors. I have heard different rumors. So I have heard there was foil and fin in Furta, and then I think the sailors didn't want to divide all the prize money. They needed to provide a bit more, so they wanted to do one or the other. And, you know, Furta is obviously suited to fin sailing, and they don't want to kill that off. They want to keep that going. So that wasn't definitely a finished deal, you know, so that could still change. But that was what we heard, I think, on the podcast when I was talking with Matt Check, I think it was. I'd have to, like I said, nothing confirmed yet. Until it's confirmed, we can't really say that. But that was the rumors I was hearing. George saying, yeah, we're just seeing the moon landing, pretty much. Okay, all good in the hood. So we're racing pretty soon. What's the word on the street, Finn?
Haven't heard from Gay. I think they're doing the course. They had to reset the course.
So probably about 5 minutes until the first start. Looks like we've got one of the Challenger guys there. I need to get some sale numbers sorted because there are a few guys that I might not know in the pack. It looks like there's going to be a few holes out there, so it could be some, you know, exciting racing. Oh, is that the Wii One? Maybe that is Sukas. He's on a Wii One and the Challenger this year. But yeah, we've got wind. We've had a problem with the wind just swinging. It's meant to swing and then pick up. That's the rumor on the street. In fact, I'm going to have to change my time on my laptop because I'm running somehow in Portuguese time. It's confusing me. What time is it? It's nearly 4 o'clock local time. So let's sort that out. Useful to know for you guys, though. That's what the time is here in sunny Denmark, and it is sunny. It surprised me. Aarhus. Right, there we go. So 3:50 local time. About 5 minutes away from our first elimination. Who's going to win it? Anyone making me some predictions? Top 3 would be good. I mean, if you'd seen the other sailing venue this morning at Hanstholm, it was pretty radical. If we'd have ended up competing there, it would have been savage. We would have seen an expensive day on the water. I'm sure about that. It was pretty brutal. Yeah, they're the conditions we've got. Is that Noah Winter? No, it's definitely not Noah Winter. It's like Gustav. Maybe that's Gustav Perman. Gustav is 326. Looks pretty much like 326. So there's a few guys on the Patrick. They've done some business over the winter, haven't they, Patrick? Signed up a lot of new riders. So how many races will be done? How many races will be done? That's the question. I would imagine at least 2 eliminations. That's the plan. Like I say, it's a 4-day event. We've got it'll be a big day tomorrow, I'm sure about it, because everything's now set up here at this spot. So we'll be going straight into races. So I think they're going to whack out, and this will just be like the opening day, couple of eliminations, get the result in the bag, and then maybe pumping out a few more tomorrow. So Gustav there with a lovely jibe. That's what we're going to be watching. I mean, I keep saying it on every live stream I've ever done, but the drone is just bringing us the action. They are so far out. So to be bringing, these type of images is pretty insane. Sam saying, what's the difference there between this competition and PWA? Question of level. Well, you could say that. Maybe strength in depth. I mean, you've got the best, or maybe one of the best in Johan So. He is here at the EPWT. So arguably we haven't seen him this year, but if you look at his PWA performance last year, when he did a competition, he was the best. Like his consistency, his results, it was epic stuff. So you're kind of thinking, well, he is one of the best, if not the best in the world at this discipline. And then, yes, we haven't got at the moment the Matteo Yakinos, the Maciek Rakowskis, the Pierre Mortefons in that sort of middle bundle, Amado Vrieswijk. There is a chunk of those guys missing. But then we've got the up-and-coming guys that are hungry. These are the guys that, they've got something to prove. They've got to put the work in. They're training hard. They've got to close the gap. And then you have a lot of those guys here. So, when I'm talking Sam Struismar, we saw him in PWA. He's just making his first finals. So he's up there. He's challenging with those guys. Cyril Everard, he's been there and about. Lars Pogiman over in Guadeloupe, PWA, made his first final. So they're starting to show, Brendan Loho, one of the young guys coming through, Fabian Wolf, Schoberg, Bob, Van der Berg was showing some good skills. Noah Winter, these are the guys that are like that next bit back, and they're trying to close the gap on those kind of already sort of established names. So I think that's where we've got Johan, who kind of, if they're beating Johan here, then they're beating, they can beat anyone in the PWA. If you can beat Johan, you can beat anyone, because he can beat anyone. So I think those are the sort of levels we're looking at, and that's why it's going to be interesting. And that is why we could see the next charge from these guys. They're making the effort and putting the time in. How long will it be before they catch up those other guys? I think it's really interesting. We got Jonas saying Perman looking good. Yeah, he is actually. He's only 15 or 16. He was last year, wasn't he? 15 or 16, so maybe 16 this year. But he's a big fella. He's got some speed. We're going to have to keep an eye on him. That is for sure. GN saying in South Mediterranean, it's pouring down. Sort of a cyclone is underway. We've had some very strange weather this year. I mean, I'm obviously based in Portugal, and it's not been normal. We haven't had the normal sort of nortada, the north wind kick in yet, which is very late. Like it should have already kicked in by now, which means the systems are not quite settled. So I don't know about you guys or how your winter's been or how your spring's been, but for us in Portugal, it really hasn't been a normal start to the year, let's say. So I'm hoping it kind of settles in. So I'm guessing that, you know, the Canaries hasn't settled in yet either, because they kind of work off a very similar system. But so interesting whereabouts you guys are had, or what, you know, conditions you've had in Europe. Maybe you've had better conditions, because sometimes, you know, when we get it bad, other people get it good. So yeah, let us know where you are. How's the weather been? Has it been typical? Or has it been better than normal, you know? Has it been a great start to your season? Genuinely interested to know. And also around the world, not just in Europe, because obviously if we're having this here in Europe, maybe that's throwing all the other systems off. So the most people I spoke to have not had a great start to the season. So it seems like it's kind of like, it's like a knock-on effect of not great conditions. And then I speak to Paul Van Bellen over in Australia, and they've had an unusual late season. So they're still getting sailing in now, which usually it's already started to kind of back off a little bit. So yeah, there's definitely something odd going on. But you can see now, who have we got on screen now? That's Severn, could be the Wolf. I know the Wolf is on Severn, but might not be the Wolf. It is the Wolf. The Wolf. Oh, yeah, that is the Wolf. Yeah, good to see the Wolf. And then we've got our Dutchie. Is that Heinemeyer? Heinemeyer? 8? No, it's not. That's a different one. Poss. Matthias Poss. Going to say, it's going to take us a little bit of time just to get my bearings with a few of the boys. But that's the good angle. Although it's very shiny with the sun on the sail that side. So, yeah, we'll have to work on that. Lee says El Nino, La Nina weather systems went neutral at the end of Feb. Jetstream is fooged, says Mango Tree. Yeah, that's more what I was thinking. The Wolf. He seemed pretty confident, didn't he? I really thought he sounded very confident earlier. Okay, so hopefully we're going into action pretty soon. We can't be too far away. Again, with this course changing and the wind changing all the time, it is a bit tricky. So who have we got here? Obviously from the Netherlands. I'm going to have to get my my bearings here. 318. Yeah, okay. So it is Matthias Poss on the North sails. Okay, so just like I said, writing down a few things here just to make sure I'm up to speed. Best place up there. 2 more weeks to come back, says Jan. Okay. Well, like I said, we can't be far away now. You can see the postponement flags up on the boat, but the guys are flying around. The wind looks like it's stabilized. They've reset in the course, and we should be getting underway very, very soon. Greg Asa saying great drone shots. Yeah, this is Cone. I mean, I hate to say it, he is a winger, but he was a windsurfer back in the day when he was a real cool dude, but now he's, I don't know. He's cheap. The wingers are cheap. That's why we got him. No, he's still a windsurfer, but to be fair, he has been spotted on a wing more recently. We had to give him a good clip round the head. We obviously don't speak to him anymore, but he's all right at flying the drone. He was actually racing on this tour last year and actually helped me out in the commentary. Did a good job as well. What's going on here? We got a bit of action. A bit of action on the beach. Just checking out some other cameras to see what's possible. But wind is up, isn't it? It looks almost more consistent than it did before. Looks like there's a fair bit of breeze around. I think we're going to be in for some exciting racing because it was meant to swing and pick up, and that is exactly what it's done. Yeah, if you have just tuned in, we actually played the walk around video earlier, but Johan So is here. Yes, Johan So is here. Drone views are amazing. That's a big part of entertainment for this sport. I totally agree. It's a game changer. I mean, this is the beach cam we've got right now, which actually is still decent, but the drone is different level. And there's a few people running around changing gear. Maybe the wind has picked up because there's definitely a few people running around on the beach getting excited, which is what we like to see, because when you look at that beach cam, it looks windier, doesn't it? When you see the drone, the one thing with the drone is it doesn't always show how windy it is. And this is definitely looking like we've got a fair bit of breeze out there. I'll do a little bit of a recap because I'm just looking at the numbers that are tuning in. There's quite a lot of people been added since we started this stream. So this is obviously the opening day of the EPWT, so European Pro Windsurfing Tour. At the moment, it's a foil slalom tour. Pretty much based in Denmark at the moment. We're looking to take on other events, but it's really set up for the guys in Europe so they can use their vans and they can get a bit more action in. And a lot of the up-and-coming riders are taking the opportunity to come up this event. But there is prize money, remember. First prize this event, €2,500, down to fifth place, which is €800. And, yeah, I think that's pretty decent. You'd end up, if you're in the top 5, you're covering costs. And if you're, the further you go up, you might be making a bit of cash. So, which is all good. And you're getting some experience. You're getting a bit of live stream. You're getting a bit of coverage. And you're getting better. Hopefully, that's the plan. What size sails are they on at the moment? I'm looking at that, but from the Wolf, it actually doesn't look big, does it? It looks like 6.0 or something. It really doesn't look that big. I will try and get you some exact sails that are on. If someone can... We'll try and get that feedback just to roughly hear what the guys are on. But I'm looking just out there. I don't think it's going to be much bigger than that. I'm reading stream is a bit jumpy. It might be that land camera which you're thinking is a bit jumpy, but I don't think the stream is jumpy. But I could be wrong. You feel free to let me know how you're picking it up, but I'm looking at it on YouTube, and to me, it actually looks okay. Wind is picking up. Racers' brains are on fire, says Sam. Exactly, and that is the thing. You're ready to race. You're all going. It's all good, and then the wind starts picking up, and you're like doubting yourself. You're thinking, do I change down? Do I go with what we've got? And the longer it goes on, you think, is it going to get windier? Justine Lemetier in the house. She's predicting Johan first, Noah second, Cyril third, Patrick Gear Power. There we go. You heard it from the world's best. Greg Acer, looks great to me. Yeah, I'm thinking the same to me. Mango Tree, remote or on-site commentary? I am in Denmark. I'm gonna have to send you a video of the place we're staying in. There's a really cool like hostel place in Hanstholm, run by a Chilean guy, and it's like a free house. I have to say, it's La Ola, it's called. So if you've ever been to Pozo, it's the same as the bar La Ola. I don't know if he was, inspired by the name, but it's cool, man. It's got if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen a little story last night. He's got all the old records. He's got Chilean wine that he imports. It's a really like a fun vibe. It reminded me of going back to my earlier days in windsurfing, because now I'm like a high roller, only stay in the Hilton 5-star, obviously. And no, I'm kidding. But when you stayed in the hostels, it's always way more fun in a hostel. I don't care who you are, it's always way fun. If you've ever been on a windsurfing trip, a windsurfing hostel, it's just the people you want to hang out with. That's for me anyway. It's always a good crack. Big room, big tables, everyone chatting, and fun, really fun. So it was a good vibe last night to kick things off. Can you state the wind speed? I reckon we've got, 15 to 20? 20? 23? 20? 20-ish? That's a real stab in the dark, but I don't think I'm that far off. It's fully white capping off the back, you can see. The sun is shining, though. I think what I would like to know is sail sizes, but I'm going to hazard a guess of around 6-something. 6s. You can see there's a few. When you look at it from the drone, it obviously doesn't look as crazy windy. Sam's saying about 17 to 20 knots, maybe. Yeah, I'll go with that. Ricardo says, got fiber optic, mega fast internet. Yeah, but I'm not getting the jumps that you're getting. I'm looking on YouTube. So it depends. When you say jumps, what jumps are we talking about? And is it from the land camera or is it from the drone? Yeah. Okay. Jonas says, I'm also seeing some jumping in the stream. Video is stuttering on both cameras. Actually, mine, as you say that, mine has just started. So, well, we will, some kiss of death just came over. Be interested to know. Okay, averaging around 15 knots, so we've gusts to 20. Yeah, that's what. Okay, so someone says it looks like the frame's a bit low, like too low or something. Yeah, it did seem like it. There is. Yeah, it's strange. It's like quality, but I know what you mean now. Well, good to get feedback. I will put it on to the people. I will pass it on to the people that know, but apparently the stream is not lagging from internet. It's like it's delivering it stuttery. Like that. Okay. So it's maybe because it's on 50 frames and YouTube prefers it to be 60. Maybe that's what it is. But they're making a TV show with the footage. So maybe that explains it. Okay, so Soren says no jump on the mobile, but on the old PC on the big screen is bad. Well, who knows? I'm not very technical with this stuff, so. Yeah, if you wiggle your head up and down really fast, it looks great. Okay, can we have some racing now, please? How long we got? 5 minutes. Okay. I have heard officially 5 minutes. I think I've been talking for an hour. You lucky people. There we go. We can see them already starting to line up at the boat, which is good sign. Postponement flags up. When that goes down, we'll have 5 minutes till the start. Okay, so red flag is up on the boat. So actually, I'm so used to doing the PWA. I was going to say it's 4 minutes to the start, but is that 3 minutes? Usually it's 4 minutes, so we'll have to wait and see. So red flag is up for the first heat, Elimination 1 here in Denmark for this EPWT. Noah Winter in this first heat. Bob Vanderberg. We got Hugo Schoberg. We got Barney van der Weg and Bart van der Boge. Oh, we've already got the green flag up. Okay, maybe I'm colorblind. What is it? What? Black and red. Okay, black. Okay, my eyesight needs testing. I'm nearly 50, come on. Getting ready for this opening elimination. It's not going to be crazy exciting, these first eliminations. It's kind of more just to feed us to get him in, because only one person getting knocked out. They will have a chance to go against the other losers from this first round in a kind of, positioning bracket heat, which I'll explain in a minute. But these first rounds are just to give guys a warm-up round before they get into the semi-finals. And then we'll have the runners-up final and the final. So 1 minute to go. One minute on the clock. Can't afford any mistakes, that's for sure. So who are we looking at winning this? You know, Bob van der Berg, Noah Winter, Hugo Sjoberg. You'd imagine one of those three guys. But Barney van der Weg, Bart van der Bogen. Can they cause any upsets? Here we go. Good job my drone man has listened to me, starting downwind. Bam, that's it. Green flag is up, or that is the go. Great start down that bottom end. Looks like Bob van der Berg and Noah Winter with great starts down the bottom end. Hugo Sjoberg in the middle. And like I said, then you've got the battle for fourth place. Barney van der Weg and Bart van der Bogart. That's how it looks like it's going to play out. But Noah Winter going really well down that bottom end on the Patrick. Followed by Bob van der Berg, Hugo Sjoberg. Don't need any heroics in this first round just to get round the course. Keep it nice and safe. So Noah, little touchdown. Bob van der Berg, great job on the inside. And this is what you're getting at this sort of EPWT. You're getting a great, introductions into this racing. A couple of rounds where you're at the front of the fleet, fighting it out, getting used and comfortable to winning. And that is a big game changer when you want to be challenged the world's best. I mean, these guys are, some of Europe's best and the world's best. Oh, we've Noah Winter's in the water here. He's had a crash on that first reach, and that's not good news for Noah Winter. So already we've seen something of a potential shocker here. He was back up and running. But how is he looking in the big scheme of things? We'll have to see. We need to get our drone man ahead of the game. Sitting downwind with the first guy looking back. All my coaching has obviously paid off here. But he's in a bit of trouble here, Noah Winter. Not in a good position. He's outside the top four. So Bob van der Berg is round. Then we've got Hugo Sjoberg. And then we've got the two Dutch. Yeah, Noah Winter is outside the top four at the moment. This is a disaster for the Danish rider. He was leading the way, and he's had a bit of a shocker. One jibe mark to go. We're going to have to get an eye on that fourth place because that is where the action is hotting up. We know the guys are in the lead. But where is that Noah Winter? Can he get back into the top four? Oh, he's a long way back with one jibe mark to go. Remember, the jibe mark's coming up. We're going to have to turn around again, boys. But Noah Winter, a lot of work to do here. Is he making ground? A little bit of a moment there. So we have got 259, which is Bart. Oh, Noah Winter, he is catching up. Noah Winter has got everything to do right now. Into the last reach. Keep your eye on the Patrick of Noah Winter. He is going to have to throw the hammer down here. He has got one reach to reel him in. Is that Barney van der Weg? 2024 is the sale number, but they are not slowing down. They've got him right behind him. There's going to be some pressure on this last reach. Are we going to see an explosion? The wind is picking up, and Noah Winter, I don't think he's going to make it. Surely there's too much to do here. The Dutch boys are holding on. Noah Winter is closing in. We've got about 50 to 100 meters to go, and Noah Winter is not going to make this, although the Dutchies are catching. Oh, he's catching them. Oh, there's another jibe mark. Maybe I've overestimated. Is this there is another jibe. Oh, someone told me it was 4 jibe marks. Oh, the drama, it's still there because Noah Winter is in the mix and he's just took that inside line, and that extra reach, I think, has done the damage here. Noah Winter causing a bit of drama in this first race, going down on the second reach after leading, but he is definitely caught back up now and he's in a qualifying position. So he will be taking, it looks like he will be taking that third spot. Difficult to tell when you look very square on like this. Yeah, we go. There's the finish. So it is Hugo Sjoberg who wins it. Bob van der Berg in second. Noah Winter comes back to take third. And then on the duotone, I'm pretty sure the duotone is Barney van der Weg. Yeah, Barney van der Weg on the duotone. So it sounds like they've started the race pretty quick because they've already started the next race from the sounds of it. We're going to have to work on the timings because it's obviously an offshore-ish wind. So we'll have to figure out. That is the race at the moment. We've got Fabian Wolf right up in the mix. We've got Matthias Poss on that North sail. We've got Struismar on the GA. We've got the duotone of Casper Nielsen. And that looks like your 4 at the moment. So the Wolf leading, Struismar, Nielsen, and Poss. Peyton Dietz is the other rider in the mix. Oh, Peyton Dietz. No, Peyton Dietz is in there in about 3rd place. The Wolf is much further ahead on the Severn. So Peyton Dietz is actually ahead of Nielsen here. So the Wolf goes round in first. And we've got Struismar, Nielsen, Peyton Dietz, and Poss. Oh, it's a real fight for that 4th place at the moment. Only one rider will go out. 4 riders go through. And Struismar actually is in a bit of trouble here. Peyton Dietz, one of the youngest riders out there, is... whoa, where are we going now, boys? We're following the wrong guys. And these are the guys going back up from the other race. We've got a few teething problems here, just with there need to be a bit of space so the drone can get back in and out. So the Wolf leading. Oh, big crash there from Casper Nielsen. And that is not where you want to go down. Poss and Struismar coming through. And Struismar's sail looks pretty large, doesn't it? We've got Matthias Poss on that north sail. He's in 4th place. Struismar in 3rd. Peyton Dietz in 2nd. And Fabian Wolf in 1st place. I think the wind has definitely picked up since we started this race. You can see a few of the boys are pretty stacked. So it looks like Peyton Dietz, yeah, keep your eye on him. Young Ripper. He's really got the skills. He had some good battles last year. Him and Gustav Perman, I seem to remember. It was the Battle of the Youths. But Casper Nielsen, he's not going to be happy with this. Could he get back into position here? I don't think he can. He was really hoping for a mistake for Matthias Poss there, but he didn't get it. It still could happen. There's plenty of breeze out there. Anything can happen. We got Sam saying in the comments on YouTube, the guys are oversailed. I think it's 100%. So it looks like that will be the result. Casper Nielsen, go. We have to get the boat to slow down because we are already into the next race. Here we go. Cyril Everard, Lars Pogeman, Hugo Cox. We got Matthias van der Weg. We got Magnus Haas and Christina Larsen in this one. So plenty of riders. 2 riders go out in this race. But at the front of the pack, it's 3rd in the world for speed on a foil. Yes, it's Cyril Everard. He's on Challenger Sales this year. So a bit of change of sponsors for him. And we've got Pogeman getting his first ever top 10 in, for winners final in the PWA. In 2nd place, Pogeman. And then 3rd place, a bit of a battle here. Being the Neil Pride and the 0.7. Oh, the duotone coming through. Just died a death on that Pride. That's Christina. I don't know. Christina Larson on the Neil Pride. Okay, wow. Going well. Our only girl in this competition, and she is not backing down here. Could she cause a bit of an upset? I think a lot of the guys are pretty overdone. You can see the duotone looks pretty wound here. This could be a really good battle. We've obviously got the two highest seeds, Poggeman and Everard, out in the front, but the battle really is for fourth place here. And Christina Larson on the Neil Pride is bringing it to it. Yeah, so Everard and Poggeman looking very solid. But the battle really is fourth place. And that's going to be between these four riders on your screens right now. So on the 0.7, difficult to see from here. But that's Christina Larson in fourth place at the moment. She is qualifying through to the semi-finals. So behind her, trying to chase her down. Who have we got? I think we've got Matthias van der Weg on the Severn. And on the duotone, we've got Hugo Cox. So a bit of work to do here. Christina living the dream for the girls here. And they're not catching her, are they? She is pulling out. So 2 jibe marks to go. Christina Larson from Denmark. The only woman in this field is potentially going to take out 2 of the boys here. Could it happen? 2 jibe marks to go. You're rooting for her, aren't you? I know you're at home rooting for her. On the Neil Pride, you secretly everyone's like, come on, you can do it. But this is a great race from Christina Larson. First time I've seen her race, but she is really holding this together well. 1 jibe mark to go, still ahead. The boys are not reeling her in. Could she do it? Be a great result. Great way to kick off her EPWT campaign here with Hugo Cox and Matthias van der Weg right behind her. 1 jibe mark to go. Needs to keep it nice and safe around this jibe mark. She's got the speed to hold them off, but there is the jibe. You never know. You can see Everard and Poggeman right out in the lead at the moment. You know, they've got a healthy lead. They're going to qualify no problems for the semi-finals. But the next 2 places are not guaranteed. And at the moment, it's Christina Larson. Looks like Magnus Haas is going to get that 3rd place from Denmark, 132. Christina Larson needs to keep it together now. Bit of pressure on her. Can she handle the pressure? And she absolutely can. I can't see this going any other way. She's got the speed. Will one of the boys get a superhuman effort here to catch her? She's got it, hasn't she? Wow. Great racing from Christina here. She's no slouch, that's for sure. She's got some speed. Yeah, no chance. They are not catching her. Matthias van der Weg's giving it a go here as we come down the end of this reach, but we surely right next to the finish now. Christina, time is running out, but where's the boat? It's getting close. It is getting close. Matthias van der Weg, but it's too little too late. And Christina Larson does take that last qualifying spot. Magna Haas, Lars Poggeman and Cyril Everard are the guys that get through to that semi-final. Elimination 1, that was the 3rd heat. 4th heat coming up. And we've got one of the biggest guns in the business, Johan So. Gustav Perman is in this one as well. We've got Tace Hannemeyer, Brendan Loho, and John Sukas. Tough heat, this one. not many easy ways through. You can see the levels really split. It's going to be a really interesting battle this next 4 days. Looks to me like we've got Johan So out in the lead on the Patrick. Then we've got Brendan Loho. We've got John Sukas on the Challenger. And then it looks like Hannemeyer in fourth place. And Gustav Permin not inside that top four at the moment. Got Jordy Vonk tuning in, watching the foil racing. There we go. The Beast goes round in first, then Brendan Loho. Then we've got Johnny Sukas, Hannemeyer in fourth, and then Gustav Permin. We saw him training before, and he looked like he got some speed, so could he come back? One of the young guys coming up from Denmark. He's a big fella, but I think he's only like 16 years old or 15 years old. Yeah, Gustav Permin's going to need a mistake, maybe. Hannemeyer ahead of him. But mistakes can happen. We saw it earlier with Noah Winter, although Noah managed to come back through the pack to take that all-important qualifying spot. So Johan So out in front, then John Sukas, giving him a good run for his money at the moment. And we got Brendan Loho, Hannemeyer in fourth, and Permin still in the mix here. And he's almost, I'd say he's reeled him in a little bit here. He's maybe not had the best of starts, but he's got the speed. And another good jibe could put him right in the game. Great conditions here in Denmark, though. Look at this. About 15 to 20 knots of wind. Sun's shining. And we are just in the early rounds of this EPWT. Before we get through to the business end of the pack. So this is Brendan Loho and Hannemeyer. This is third and fourth spot. The Beast and John Sukas already round. And Brendan Loho and Hannemeyer make it round nice and cleanly. Good jibes from third and fourth. So it's going to be a relatively easy qualification for these top four riders. Obviously, in these rounds, the real battle is for that fourth place. You know, this is going to be easy qualifying for the top seeds. And as we go through to the semi-finals and finals, then you're going to be seeing, hopefully, the front runners fighting it out for that top four. Okay, so there we go. Officially, Johan So gets through. We've got John Sukas gets through. Brendan Loho and Thijs Hannemeyer. So next up, we are going to have, for want of a better word, the losers round. So every loser from this quarter-final goes into a one-person heat to fight out for the minor places. So 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21. You know, it makes a difference to the overall result sometimes, these minor places. Plus, you've got to remember, it gives these guys an extra opportunity. Oh, that's different to my list. So apparently semi-final first. So semi-finals. Yep, so semi-finals first. That makes sense. So we're going to do the semi-finals next. So after we get the reseeding done, we'll be going into those semi-finals. But I think pretty much went to the form book in those early rounds. Johan So showed Pretty dominant form there, but John Sukas right with him. Saw a good performance from Fabian Wolf. Cyril Everard looked like he was in good form. Bob van der Berg, Noah Winter looked good until we kept. Yeah, so there we go. So first semi-final will be Fabian Wolf, Noah Winter, Bob van der Berg, Hugo Schoberg. We got Barney van der Weg. We got Peyton Dietz. We've got Matthias Poss and Sam Stroosmar. I've got to work on my Dutch names. And then in the second semi-final, we're going to have Johan So, Cyril Everard, Lars Pogeman, Thijs Hannemeyer, Brendan Loho, John Sokus, Magna Haas, and Christina Larsen. Does look like it's getting windier as we look out there. So plenty of breeze on the course. I think we'll take a quick ad break while we get ready for the semi-finals. Okay, so everyone waiting at the boat to work out if they're in the semi-finals, what the next heat is. We will figure it out soon enough. If you are just tuning in, we are in Denmark. This is actually Tisted on the fjord. We've got two sailing venues this next 4 days, which is Hanstholm, which is the wave sailing spot, which can produce some pretty epic foil racing, as long as it's not too big to get out. Today it was too big to get out, so obviously the racing got shifted here to the fjord in Tisted. We're actually at the cable park. It's a really good setup, actually. So I have a feeling we'll be racing here again tomorrow, and then maybe looking at the wave spot pretty much on the weekend. But we might only get 1 day there, which could be the Sunday. We'll have to keep an eye on the weather. The weather's been changing in the build up to this competition. At one point it was looking pretty horrendous, so I think we've been absolutely blessed with the sun and the wind. So we will see. Hopefully we'll get on the waves, because there's quite a few guys out there that want to race in a bit of swell. It does make a whole new dimension to the foil racing, and we might see different riders excel in those conditions, because flat water sailing is pretty much totally different to the swell sort of stuff. Anyone want to make any predictions about the 3 places here? Willie Wynn saying, Ben, are you in Denmark? I am in Denmark, yes. I got here yesterday. It's lovely, actually. Nice weather. Can't complain. Good food in Denmark, I have to say. Almost feels like I'm eating healthy here. So we are getting closer to the semi-finals. I wonder who's going to win out the semi-final. Fabian Wolf, Noah Winter, Bob van der Berg. You know, top 4 go through to the final. So it's a big one. Are we going to see any sail changes? It looked like Stroesmar was on quite a big sail. So maybe he might be coming in to change down. Okay. Well, hopefully we get a bit of communication from the boat, because we've not got a direct link at the moment to hear in the commentary booth. But so we're just hearing Johan So is on a 6.3. A 6.3. So if Johan's on a 6.3, I think it's pretty windy. And what have we got on here? Hi, Ben. I want to send pictures for Send It Sunday. I'm just sorting that out now, but I'm going to have a new system to send it. It's going to be much better than the old system, but the old system is just send it to my email. Send it at Windsurfing.TV. You can send it at Windsurfing.TV. Send me anything. But I will be having a new system in place. It's getting a bit confusing. Stay tuned. New website, new everything, new app coming soon. .63, so yeah, so there must be, I'm sure there's a few other guys out there in the 5s region if Johan is on a 6.3. Although he doesn't usually take a massive sail, Johan. He's quite, what's the right word? Efficient. Efficient sailor. Come on, let's get that flag up. Let's go. Oh, they're getting or maybe they're giving a few of the guys a chance to come in and change. I think that might be the way to go. But we should be seeing that flag go up any minute now. Oh, I've just heard the drone firing up. So, let's see. Let's have another ad break while we're waiting. Well, still no flag. We're coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I hope it's coming. Semi-finals coming up very soon. Wind is picking up. Johan So on a 6-3. We are ready to rock. What we got here? Ben, tell the drone pilot to stay with the first athletes. Don't worry. Don't you worry. He will be staying with them. I hope. Sam saying, is the competition foil only? Yes, it is. It's a shame, actually, because I can honestly say we were at the HQ in Hanstholm this morning, and it would have been amazing wave slalom. It would have been amazing. It would have been amazing. It was a bit onshore, but honestly, I was thinking the wave rally would have been absolutely epic. But it was chunky. It was too much for the foils, which is a shame. But yeah. What I am going to do is definitely get a hotline to the boat, because I really need to speak to them to find out exactly what's happening. Come on, let's go. Any questions? Come on, treat it like a podcast. Any questions? Fire them over, and I'll do my best to answer them. Did you check out the podcast? Paul Van Bellen did Pete Cabrina last night. A few young guys out there won't have a clue who Pete Cabrina is, maybe. Maybe you do. You probably think, oh, he's that kite guy. He was officially one of the best windsurfers in the world, like leading the way in the early days. I was actually speaking with JC, who's, been the world tour photographer for something like officially 24 years, but 10 years before that. And he was saying he thinks there was some sort of fine for Pete Cabrina, which he never paid. And then he never came back on the PWA. In the early days, there was some sort of thing going on. So, yeah, that was kind of interesting. I wish I'd known that before the podcast. What is going on here? There's two boats. There's a flag. There's a flag coming. Okay, we're about to go into sequence. Oh, it looks like it's picked up. Okay, there we go. Red flag is up on the boat. Let's get semi-finals underway. Hopefully it should be a bit more streamlined after this, because if you're in the top four, you're in the final. If you're not, you're in the runners-up final. But the wind has been moving, because we are at that stage in this forecast where it's gone from northeast to northwest. So it's moved quite a lot, and we were in that transitional period. We knew we would be there or thereabouts, so kind of knew it was going to happen. But tomorrow's looking a lot more steady. So I think tomorrow will definitely be a really solid, free-flowing day. But we still got a few heats to go. The plan was to do 2 eliminations today, so let's see. Okay, 2 minutes to go. So that red flag must be a 3-minute flag, I'm guessing. I know what you're thinking. Wow, Ben's really good at counting. So 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute, and then the go. Who's in this first semi-final? We've got Fabian Wolf in here. We've got Noah Winter, Bob van der Berg, Hugo Schoberg, Barney van der Weg, Peyton Dietz, Matthias Poss, and Strozmar. Who is going to be in the final? 4 riders, and only 4 riders can make it. who you're cheering for. Let us know in the comments. The wind has definitely picked up. So into the last minute. Let's see if we can stay with the leaders and follow them round the course, because that's the hardest thing. You've got to try and stay ahead of the pack. These guys are flying out there. You know, it's offshore wind. So it's not easy. But we're going to be doing our best in this one to get in position. We're expecting Fabian Wolf, Noah Winter, Hugo Schoberg, Stroosmar, Bob van der Berg. The wind is really cranking at the moment, listening outside. So could be in for an exciting race here. Not long to go until the start. Here we go. Oh, it's a clean start. Beautiful start. Bob van der Berg down this bottom end on the 0.7 with a great start, looking in great form. In the middle, we got Noah Winter on the Patrick Cell. We got the Wolf on that red Severn, and then up that top end on the GA, and in the middle, the GA. So I think we got Stroosmar in the middle and Hugo Schoberg up that top end. This is going to be a real fight for the fourth place as we come into this first mark. But it's Bob van der Berg who's going to come inside in first place. He's opened up a little hole here, though. Is anyone going to go for it? No, he's going to take it on his own. So Bob van der Berg round in first. Second place, Stroosmar goes wide. Winter with a great jibe on the inside, and Wolf with another good jibe on the inside. Hugo Schoberg through the middle. Great racing from the boys here. This is such a tight field this week. These next 4 days are going to be so good to watch. So Hugo Schoberg was leading. He's back in 5th place now. Stem Stroosmar, the other GA rider, is into 4th. The Wolf is up into 3rd and trying to push for 2nd. Noah Winter pushing through. Bob van der Berg looking good, and the wind is cranking now as they fly down the middle of this fjord. The sun is shining on this opening day on the EPWT. This is the first event of the year for them, first elimination of the year. But it's Bob van der Berg holding that lead on the 0.7. But Noah Winter, what a jiber this guy is. Oh, and a touchdown from Bob van der Berg. The Wolf goes through on the inside, then Stroosmar, and then Hugo Schoberg. This 4th place is going to be a real battle. Look at that. Bob van der Berg goes from 1st all the way back into a battle now for 4th place. And Noah Winter, with the best jibe of the pack, has moved up into 1st place. The Wolf in 2nd. And the GAs are coming back into this. Schoberg and Stroosmar, and Bob van der Berg has dropped into 5th place. He's out of the qualifying spots. 2 jibe marks to go. Noah Winter out in the lead. This guy has got the jibes on lock. He has took out meters on the rest of the pack on every jibe. So Noah Winter on the inside, great jibe from him. The Wolf, a great jibe. And then the GA boys, and Bob van der Berg is outside of the qualifying spot here. He is not going to be making the final, or he's had a better jibe here. Schoberg down this bottom end has let a couple of meters slip. It's going to come down to the last jibe mark and the last reach, all between the 2 GAs and that 0.7 Bob van der Berg. Out in front, Noah Winter, Fabian Wolf. Great flying from the drone guy on this one. This is what we want to see. This is perfect position. This race is far from over. This race is far from over with 1 jibe mark to go. This is to make the first final, the first elimination of 2025 here on the EFPT. It's Noah Winter looking solid. The Wolf in 2nd looking good. And these are the big ones. Hugo Schoberg, round. Stroosmar round, Bob van der Berg round, and Stroosmar has touched down. He's opened the door like a tiniest bit, but Bob van der Berg is too far back. He's not going to make this. It looks like the GA boys, barring a disaster, are going to qualify here. Stroosmar is touching down a lot on this last reach. That could be a sign that something is about to go off. It's a lot of wind. They're holding on. Hugo Schoberg holding on as well. You can see there's plenty of breeze here. It's scary stuff, but Noah Winter wins it. Fabian Wolf in 2nd. Hugo Schoberg and Sam Stroosmar get the 4 spots, and it was really close in the end for 5th. But 5th and 6th doesn't really matter because they will not be going into the final. Just the 4 places at the beginning. So Noah Winter, Fabian Wolf, Hugo Schoberg, and Sam Struismark will make the first final. Great racing. It's windy. It's windy. That's what we're hearing. It is windy. And what a race that was. Great flying from the drone guy. We've got to give him a round of applause there because that was the perfect flight. That's what we want to see. Great stuff. Now we need to say to the boat, wait, because our drone guy's got to get back, charge the battery. We want to see the whole race. And so that is the tricky bit. You know, we're battling with one drone, but that's just how it is. This is, you know, bringing it to you as it is. It can be wonderful, but we just need to get the timing right. So hopefully we're all on with that. Great race. I mean, this is what we've got. You know, these guys are the up-and-coming talents, and they are going to have some great battles. You know, you're going to be learning names here. You're going to be seeing them at the front of the fleet more than you would in the PWA, but then that will transition at some point to the PWA. You know, these boys are putting in the work, and in my experience, the work pays off. So, second semi-final will be coming up next. We've got Johan So in this. Like I said, arguably the best foil slalom racer in the world. I know there's going to be a few going, yeah, but Benny didn't win the... Well, he didn't go to that PWA, but the events he has done, we have seen what that guy's got to offer. You know, if he's not the best, he's definitely one of the best. You can't argue with that. You know, he can win races at the highest level. He can win events at the highest level. Will he win here? Well, that's the question. A lot of pressure on him. He's obviously top tipped. It'd be hard to bet against him, but he's under, you know, he's going to have some pressure from these boys. But yeah, Johan So. We got Cyril Everard, like I say, one of the young guys coming through. Lars Poggeman, the German, making his first final. We got Hannemeyer from the Netherlands. We got Brendan Loho. So like you can see, just all the young guys are here. John Sukas from Greece. We got Magna Haas and Christina Larsen taking out a few of the boys to make it into this semi-final. So well done her. And hopefully we should be going straight into sequence now. Let's get in it. Let's get in the action. But the wind is definitely picking up. It's going exactly to the forecast. You know, the wind was to shift and pick up, and that is exactly what has happened, which is why we're a bit later starting today, trying to get this change of weather. But look at the sun. It's like the Caribbean here. And this is the second spot. This is, you know, this wasn't the planned spot. So they've had to move the whole live stream studio today over here. So, yeah, a fair bit of running around. It's not as easy as it would have been on the other side, but they're making it work, that's for sure. So there has been a bit of changing of sails, a bit of equipment changes. And we have got the, is that the red flag up? I think it is. We are into sequence, so the 3 minute is already gone, waiting for the 2 minute to come. Are we going to see any upsets in Elimination 1 heat, semi-final number 2? We're about to find out. 2 minute flag about to go up. Keep your eye on the boat. There we go. 2 minutes to go until the second semi-final. So, 2 minute countdown. I think you've got to keep your eye on John Sukas as well here. He's been showing moments of brilliance. Can he put it all together? when we did the walk around earlier with the interviews, if you were here for the early live stream, you will hear a lot of these guys all got their eye on top 3. And obviously only 3 guys can be in the top 3. So you know we're going to see some competitive racing because that's where they think they should be. That's where they're aiming to be. That's where they, you know, could be. So, but only 3 riders will make it. And if you put Johan So in there, that's only 2 other riders because it's hard to not think that he isn't going to be in the top 3. So we are in for some great battles. Okay, lining up for the start. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen, this is where they're lining up. This is semi-final number 2. Johan So, Cyril Everard, Lars Poggeman, Thijs Handemeyer. We got Brendan Loho, Johnny Sukas, Magna Haas, and Christina Larsen, all getting ready for the action. Johan So, obviously on Patrick Sales this year. Cyril Everard's on the Challenger. John Sukas is on the Challenger as well. And it is Johan So down this bottom end. And it looks like a good start in the middle from Poggeman on the S2 Maui Sails. A good start from Johan So. And then we've got one of the challengers, which looks like it's Cyril Everard, followed by John Sukas. Difficult to tell with those challenges, so you'll have to give me a bit of a moment to work out which is which. But Johan So, no doubt about it, down this bottom end is absolutely flying as we get closer to this first mark. But it will be Johan So, the beast, who goes round in first. Then it's John Sukas in second place, followed by Everard. Actually, I'm going to have to maybe change that. We've got a bit of a close one. Brendan Loho and Poggeman fighting out with the S2 Maui Sails. I think it's Brendan Loho is the leading S2 Maui Sail. No, so it is Cyril Everard in second and Sukas in third. Out in the lead, though, Johan So. Remember, 4 guys qualify. It looks like a battle at the moment with Hannemeyer and Brendan Loho and Poggeman in the fight for that 4th place. Johan So leading at the front. Everard. Sukas. Ooh, little touch. Little moment. Whoa, look at that. It's so close for this 4th spot. This 4th spot is really tightly contested here. This is going to come right down to the wire. Yeah, we'll get close in on this battle because this is where it's going to go down. It looks like Johan So is, you know, in a bit of a league of his own at the front. But this battle here is going right down to it. Hannemeyer is looking like he's got a shot of it as well. Nice jibe. Oh, on the challenger, Hannemeyer just digs that nose in, opens the door for Loho to come through. Poggeman still ready to pounce behind. Johan So leading by a good way. We were trying to work out, I'll be honest, I'm still trying to work out if it's Everard or Sukas in which position. Everard. Okay, so John Sukas is ahead with Johan So in first and second, and it's Everard in third place. Hannemeyer fighting out with Brendan Loho and Poggeman behind him. It's going to come down to this jibe mark, no doubt about it. Here it is, all to play for. So Everard round in third, Hannemeyer fourth. Loho gets an opportunity on the inside here. Brendan Loho makes his move. What a move from the young Frenchman ahead of Hannemeyer here. What a move from Brendan Loho. Can he hold it all the way to the line? Hannemeyer has not given up on this. Everard is pushing on. It is super on the edge stuff. Loads of wind, big gusts coming through the competition area. Hannemeyer is keeping it really solid and keeping the power down. Everard is staying ahead. Loho still in this. This is going to come all the way to the line. Who is going to get this? It's going to be Everard and Brendan Loho. From our angle, it really depends on where that finishing mark is. But what a race. What a jibe from Brendan Loho on the last mark. Hannemeyer, if he hasn't made it, is going to be absolutely devastated with that. But what another great race. That fourth place is just hotly contested. You know, I saw it in the comments before with people saying, yeah, you've got to film the first guys. But the problem is the real battle in the semi-finals and in the early rounds is that fourth and fifth place. And then when we get to the final, yes, it's all about the first, second and third. So that is how we are looking. But let us know what you think of the racing. It's been some great racing so far. Next up, we have got the kind of losers round, which is the battle for 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th and 21st. So this is the battle for the minor places. Now, to a few of you out there, you're like, yeah, whatever. But this is a lot. You know, you come here to race. You want to put it down. You've got to think, you know, we've got Gustav Permin in this. He's a fast rider. We've got Casper Nielsen in this after falling on the last one. So, you know, Hugo Cox. We've got Matthias van der Weg and Bart den Bogert. Can they use weight? They can use weight. Is anybody using weight? Who? I would like to know, because really very interesting. So we are hearing there is a little bit of weight being used out there, and that might even the playing field, which is why we're seeing a couple of the light riders actually leveling up. Interesting, because this isn't the PWA. It is in the rules of the EPWT. Because the man who's invented the EPWT comes from old school windsurfing where weight was a thing. And if you were light, you know, a couple of extra kilos makes a big difference. So interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, I'm going to be talking more about weight, and that has definitely thrown up a question. So, yeah, interesting. So we do have the losers round now, which is interesting as well, because also what it does is having this round now, it means we can just go straight into another round while they're sorting out the positions of the runners-up final and the final. So it means we get constant action as well. So, perfect. Okay. We got about 1 minute to the start. Okay, we're nearly there. We're going to have to get the camera to follow them, because I'm sure the drone's got to come in. Oh, no, it's back out on the course. So we're going to be doing a bit of running around with the drone. Hopefully we can figure out where everybody is. Yeah, that's it. That's the start. So here we go. This is the battle for 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th and 21st. Casper Nielsen on the duotone. We've also got Hugo Cox in this. Gustav Permin. But Nielsen here looking very good on the duotone. I was expecting him to make it through to the semi-finals. So I'm expecting him to put a good performance here in this one. You know, he's got to make up for it and at least take the minor places. I do think it's a good idea to have this bracket, though, because, like I say, windsurfing's a participation sport. You come to these events to sail. And if you're, you know, if you miss out on those semi-finals, you're only doing one heat around, and it's not going to inspire you to come back. Whereas if you are in that position, you obviously want more practice. So I think it makes a lot of sense. And plus, we've got a gap anyway. So I think it's good to do this. So Nielsen after a disappointing quarterfinals, is looking better here. Obviously, a Danish rider lives 2.5 hours away from this spot. So it's not his local spot, even though he is Danish. And we've got behind him, we've got Gustav Permin, another young rider, I think 16 years old, 15, 16 years old. Another up-and-coming rider. He's got some good speed as well. But Kasper Nielsen rounding first. Gustav Permin in second. And then we've got Hugo Cox in third. After this, we're going to go winners final and runners up final. Do we know which order we're doing those in? Okay, we're going to do runners up final, then winners final. So that will be coming up after this. The losers round. But there we go. Let's follow Kasper Nielsen here because he is the leader. So Kasper Nielsen, Gustav Permin. So this is 17th, 18th, 19th in your screen right now. It's kind of the warm-up before we go to that runners-up final and the final of Elimination 1 to see who will be leading the EPWT after one elimination. Obviously day one, but you can see the conditions we got here. Look at this. I mean, this has worked out absolutely perfect. And for people who don't know, this is the backup plan for original sailing venue, which is Hanstholm and on the seaside with the waves. But it was actually too big to do the foil competition there today. So we had to go to the backup plan, which is on the fjord, which is what we're watching now. But you can imagine if this is the backup plan, it's not bad. So we're going back up to the runners-up final. So good job there by Kasper Nielsen. Looks like he's going to take that spot. And Gustav Permin looks like he was going to get second. And Hugo Cox in third. So that'll be 17th, 18th and 19th place in the main draw. And now we're going to find out the 9th to 16th places. So this is the runners-up final. And this will be Bob van der Berg. We've got Lars Pogeman. We've got Barney van der Weg. We've got Peyton Dietz. Thijs Heinemeyer. He didn't make it, obviously. Matthias Poss. Magna Haas. And Christina Larsen. So here we go. Lining up, we got Pogeman. Looks like he's right down near the pin end with Bob van der Berg on the Black Point 7 sail. And then Hannemeyer right up near the boat. Oh, ping the start if he wasn't over the line there from Bob van der Berg. It was a great start. But it looks like Peyton Dietz, maybe. Is that him on the Severn? 241 he is. Yeah, he's only a light rider. So maybe he's got some weight on him because he is absolutely flying. And we've got 224, which is Barney van der Weg on the duotone. Hannemeyer in second place. And then Haas is also in that mix. Oh, sorry, Poss is in the mix on the other north. Peyton Dietz, though. What a jibe. What a jibe from Peyton Dietz. The Dutch rider, really great jibe. Hannemeyer looking good. Poss also there. And then Van der Weg on the duotone. Bob van der Berg a bit further back. And Pogeman. So some of the sort of more, names we're used to hearing are actually back in the pack here. And Peyton Dietz, the young Dutchie, is flying up that front end. I mean, he can't weigh more than 70, 50. He's small, isn't he? He's 60. Yeah, he's challenging here. Heinemeyer making a move. Just looking down at my list here. Yeah, Peyton Dietz still leading. I mean, that's the thing. It's okay speed, but the jibing of Peyton Dietz is pretty impressive. Peyton Dietz, 15 years old. There you go, 71 kilos and 179. So I think when he, ages a bit, he'll be able to put some weight on because he's not short like me. He's got a bit more height. But really impressive skills around the corners, that's for sure. Heinemeyer is in second place on the North Sail. Just missing out on that final. But this is for 9th place for Peyton Dietz. This would be a great result. So Peyton Dietz still holding on to first place in this runners-up final. Heinemeyer. Oh, and Poss has gone down there. Just managed to save going in the water. But Pogieman going on the inside, making a bit of a comeback. Van der Weg on that duotone looking pretty good. And Bob van der Berg has dropped back a little bit more. So really competitive fleet now. But we got to keep an eye on those top guys because this is the runners-up final. It's all about the winning. But they're having a great battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th here. But Peyton Dietz is the man to beat at the moment. He's getting coming down to the last jibe mark. Are we going to see him go round in first place? Can he hold off Heinemeyer in second? That's the question. Well, where are we going? I think Heinemeyer might have got him. No, he hasn't. Where has he gone? Heinemeyer has dropped back. I think that's Bob van der Berg has come out smelling of roses there. So Heinemeyer went down hard. I must have missed that. Apologies. But Bob van der Berg right back. Maybe I was watching the wrong race, but it feels like it's all just switched around in this last little bit. Bob van der Berg in second place, but Peyton Dietz should win this then. He's that far ahead. We've lost him. He's gone. See you later. Peyton Dietz, there he is. Bob van der Berg in second. And then we do have the North. So, yeah, a few changes then. So next up, we're going to have the winners' final. Make your predictions, please. So winners' final, not far away. Who's in the winners' final? I hear you asking. Johan So, we've got Fabian Wolf, Noah Winter, Cyril Everard. We got Hugo Schoberg, Brendan Loho, John Sukas, and Sam Stroesmar. And we have got the final coming up very soon. Who's going to win it? It's hard to bet against the beast, isn't it? Johan So. It's really hard to bet against him. But who is second and who is third? Don't just tell me Johan So. I want to hear top 3 in order. Go in the comments. Couple of comments coming in. Casper Nielsen says, Johan So. I said, don't say. I'm interested. Give me a top 3. Don't sit on the fence. I want top 3 in order. Go. These are your people you got to pick from. Johan So, Fabian Wolf, Noah Winter, Cyril Everard, Schoberg, Loho, Sukas, Stroesmar. Inel says Sukas, number 2, she's going with, or he's going with, sorry. Sukas, number 2. A couple of people are saying Sukas. He looks good, actually. He does look like he's got the skills. The Wolf, surely the Wolf. Is the Wolf going to be in there? I'm thinking Johan So, the Wolf, and Sukas. That's my top 3. I might even go, I don't know. It's windy. Could Winter, maybe, with his jibing. Final. We're in sequence. We are in sequence. Come on, get your top 3. And Joe has said, So, the Wolf, Winter. Someone finally has made a top 3 call. Like it. We've got Misty saying number 1, Johan So. Number 2, Winter. Number 3, the Wolf. We've got Oscar saying Winter So the Wolf. Wow. He's gone for So in second. That's a big call. Casper Nielsen, Noah Winter. Oh, 2. Johan So 1. And Sukas in 3. Well, that's one way to call out a top 3. Come on. Anyone going to go outside the box? Maybe Everard's going to cause an upset. Maybe Stroesmar's going to get it together. Coming in to the start. Do we have the drone in the sky? Let's hope so. There we go. That's what we want. The drone is there, ready. We got Patrick International, the Danish Dynamite. Is that a new name for what? Is that Noah Winter? We got Tanis saying Sukas 1, So 2, Johan 3. Sukas, So, Johan. Hang on. Johan who? Confused me with that one. Here we go. Final coming up. Elimination 1, the final. Who is going to win it? Who is going to be leading the EPWT at the end of this one? Oh, it's a close one down this bottom end on the Patrick. Was he over the line or was it a good start? It looks like a good start. And it was, in fact, Noah Winter with an absolute stormer of a start down this. And Johan So's got a bit of work to do. And Sem Struesmar in the middle on the GA. No, it's Hugo Sjoberg in the middle. He's had some great starts, hasn't he, Sjoberg? John Sukas. Everard, where are you? Sukas is right back in the pack at the moment. It's Everard actually on the pink challenger coming through. But as we go into the first one, Johan So makes his move on the inside. No, he doesn't. It is, he does now though. A great job from Johan So. Sjoberg gets pushed out. Noah Winter looking good. Noah Winter looking very good in second. So Johan So, then Noah Winter. Then we've got Hugo Sjoberg. Then we've got Stroesmar. Then we've got the Wolf and Everard fighting out. John Sukas right back. He's had a shocker of a start there. He's thrown all the things out the window. But it is Johan So leading this first elimination final. Looking very comfortable. Noah Winter as well looking very good in second place. And then we got the GA boys fighting out. The Wolf trying to catch up. So Johan So, Noah Winter, Hugo Sjoberg, Stroesmar, the Wolf, Everard. The Wolf is making up ground here. Is he going to get to the top 3? Maybe. The GA boys are right ahead of him. But one thing's for sure, Johan So has pulled out a healthy lead ahead of Noah Winter. Third place is definitely fighting it out, but first place looks gone, really. Johan So in Terminator mode. So Johan So first, clean as a whistle. Then we've got Noah Winter, Sjoberg, Stroesmar, the Wolf. Oh, the Wolf, great job from the Wolf. And he's put some pressure on Stroesmar here. Sjoberg is holding him off. I think our drone is struggling to keep up with the beast. But the battle is definitely on in this third place. Everything's to play for. Stroesmar's having a little bit of a change here. Going tight towards the mark, but the Wolf has made up really good ground on this leg, and the Wolf has definitely put himself into that third place contention with Sjoberg. Noah Winter in second, Johan So round the last jibe mark in first place, and it looks like the Beast is going to take this first elimination. Noah Winter looking good in second. The Wolf is still in fourth though. Sjoberg is holding him off, but the Wolf has had a great jibe on the inside, and the Wolf making a move here. Sjoberg trying to hold him off. Noah Winter in second place. But there's only one winner here. Johan So. The Danish Dynamite. Is that the new nickname? This fight for third is on. The Wolf and Sjoberg. It's going to come right down to the line. The Wolf maybe has an edge here with just the angle coming in, but Johan So wins it. Noah Winter second and Sjoberg gets third. The Wolf has to settle for fourth place. Then Struismar. Then we've got... Everard nearly goes into Sam Struismar. Struismar exploding on the line. And then Sukas after that. Woof. So there we go. That was Elimination 1. I am hearing wind speeds of 10 to 14 knots. Is that all? Wow. It looks windier, doesn't it? Well, that's what I'm hearing. Wind speeds of 10 to 14. I'm going to go with 14 to 18 in my own, just plucked out of thin air. Looks pretty breezy to me. But definitely one thing for sure. Johan So looking very, very good in his opening elimination of 2025. It's the first time we've seen him slalom racing this race, but what a great race from the Danish riders. I mean, Noah Winter as well, you've got to say. Really great effort from him. Some great jibing and showed some good speed as well. So Noah Winter getting second place and then third place with Hugo Sjoberg holding off a charging Fabian Wolf. So the next start time for the next race is up for grabs, but it could be in 20 minutes to half an hour's time, giving the guys a bit of time to come in, grab a drink, maybe change some gear. So we'll be doing our best to bring some interviews from the beach, I think. No, I don't think that's going to happen today, but one thing for sure, we will be working on that. Like I said, we had to change the whole live stream setup. So a few things have kind of been lost in terms of what we're capable of doing from this setup. But I hope you agree. Still great to see the action over here in Denmark. But yeah, Sam says that's PWA level on the water and on the comments. Well, thank you. Virgil saying, is it 10 to 14 meters per second? Well, I don't know. It seemed windy, didn't it? I'm going to go and do some sort of talking on the beach. I'm going to go and find out some insights, and at least I can bring you back the comments when I come back. But we'll leave you with some live drone shots of the riders coming in. But stay tuned to the commentary. I have a feeling we'll probably be another half an hour before the next elimination kicks off. So don't go too far away. And we'll see you soon. Okay, we are back. Elimination 2 coming up next. If you missed Elimination 1, you missed Johan So dominating once again at the front of the fleet. But Noah Vinter, really good performance from him in second. And then the battle for third was where it's at. In the end, Hugo Schoberg getting that third place ahead of Fabian Wolf. So, yeah, that was what happened in Elimination 1. We're going into Elimination 2 now. Heat number 1, Cyril Everard, Hugo Schoberg, Lars Pogeman, Hugo Cox, Matthias Poss. So I spoke to a few of the boys. They said, actually, before the final, the wind dropped a little bit. So I spoke to Johnny Sukas. He said, yeah, he was absolutely perfect before the start, and then it just kind of dropped off a little bit, didn't get the best start, and then couldn't really come back. So he was a bit disappointed. Sam Strosmar said super windy. He was on 6.3. Other people on 5.6s, 5.7s in terms of sail size. So there's definitely plenty of breeze out there, that's for sure. But yeah, we are going into Elimination 2 now, heat number 1. These early rounds are kind of like a bit of a warm-up for these boys because only one rider is going out. But as we saw in that first round, you can't afford to relax. You've still got to put the hammer down because it's a very evenly matched fleet. So any mistake could put you out of the running. So you need to finish inside the top 4 to make the semi-finals, basically. Will that change tomorrow? There is talk about having maybe just 2 semis, a bigger fleet, and 2 winners finals, but we'll have to wait and see how that works out. But for now, top 4 go through, 5th place goes out. So in the lead, Schoberg on the GA sales this year, last year, obviously on duotone, so a bit of a change for him. We've got Pogeman on the S2 Maui sales, still on the S2 Maui sales as last year, so 2nd place. And then we've got Cyril Everard on that pink Challenger. Just having a little move now underneath Pogeman here. Again, comfortable position for these boys inside that top 3. That's where you want to be. Just comfortably cruising through. And then in 2nd place, it will be Matthias Poss, I guess. Hugo Cox on the duotone. Matthias Poss on the North. So heat number 1. So fight in it out, really. We're going to be looking at the top guys for this one because 5th place rider is quite far back. And it looks like they've already got quite a healthy lead, that top 4 boys. They're going to be having a good race. Again, how hard are they going to be pushing when it's kind of an easy qualifying spot? I don't know. But I think if you don't push too hard and you relax too much, it's almost harder. So Schoberg, this is the angle we want to see from the drone. This is a great angle underneath, flying sort of backwards. Maybe a little bit more ahead of the pack is optimal. But yeah, it's good. Schoberg leading, 2nd place, Everard. There we go. That's a great angle for commentary anyway. We get to see all the way down the reach and we get all the riders in the shot. So Schoberg, Everard and Pogeman is your top 3. And just look at the distance they've got outside that top 4 places. So wind maybe is dropping a little bit here compared to what we had earlier. So a little bit lighter breeze, and that could, bring a few more different riders into it. But again, another good angle from the drone. That's what we want to encourage. At the moment in 4th place, it is Hugo Cox on the duotone, but Hugo Schoberg, a lot of Hugos in this race. 2. Well, 2 out of 5 is quite a lot. High percentage. But Schoberg looking like he's finding some good form. 3rd in that first final as well. So there he is. Hugo Schoberg, 24 years old, 191 tall, so pretty tall and 100 kilos. I don't think he's got any extra weight on. Cyril Everard, one of the younger riders as well. He's been a youth or sailing in the U Fleet until recently. He might even still be sailing in the U Fleet, Everard. But yeah, he's definitely one to watch. Yeah, 21 years old, 183 tall and 94 kilos. Yeah, they're not light, these boys. And then Poggeman in third place. The German, he's got a bit of height on him, Poggeman. But it's Schoberg that wins it. Everard second, Poggeman third. And then it looked like it was going to be Hugo Cox who would take that fourth and final spot. Okay. So we should have Heat 2 coming up next. Elimination 2, Heat 2. We've got Noah Winter, Bob van der Berg, Gustav Permin, John Sukas, and Christina Larsen. So Christina Larsen's got a tough one here. Not an easy heat here. She got through the first quarterfinals, which was an impressive performance. Here we go. This is the start, lining up. Noah Winter down there, Bob van der Berg. Ooh, right on the line. But it's a great start from the front four. I don't think any of these guys want to get beaten by the only woman in the fleet, because she did beat a couple of the guys last time. You can see the wind is dropping a little bit. The challenger of John Sukas really having to pump there just to keep that thing flying properly. Keep the speed up. If you're going fast enough, you can create the lift, but if you don't have the speed, the wind is definitely dropping. We might see a few of the guys coming in and changing. Still definitely plenty at the moment. But Noah Winter rounding first, and Bob van der Berg with Sukas on the inside and Gustav Permin in fourth. Where is Christina Larsen? Doesn't look like she's in this race. So it looks like it's going to be an easy qualification for the top four. Yeah, I don't think we'll go crazy with a commentary on this one with 4 guys in it. 4 guys go through. But Noah Winter looking good. Looking good in those early rounds. How much weight has he got on? Because as we were discussing earlier with the EPWT, you can actually wear extra weight. So maybe a few of the lighter guys have got a few kilos on them, which will definitely help. It makes a big difference.
You can also just go in now. Go in now, and then we go in now.
So there we go. Noah Winter, 21 years old, 185 tall, and he's 85 kilos. So there we go. It's going to be 4 riders going through. We're going to send Mr. Drone in to get the battery changed. We'll get through these early rounds, because in these early rounds, 4 riders going through, and actually it turns out we've only got 4 riders in this heat because Christina didn't show up by the looks of it. So this will be an easy cruise for these guys, getting warmed up, ready for the semi-finals. Like I said, we might find ourselves having 2 semis tomorrow, which is like 10 or 11 riders in each, with 5 going through to a 10-man final if they want to crack through the heats. But we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a long day tomorrow, so I've said it plenty of times before. More results doesn't mean a better result. It just means a different result once you get to a certain number. But one thing is for sure, Noah Winter is looking in good form. John Sukas, Bob van der Berg, and Gustav Permin all look like they're going to qualify quite comfortably in this pretty solid heat. Well, we've got a filler here saying, are you in Denmark, Ben? Yes, I am in Denmark. Yeah, we are in Denmark, staying in Hanstholm. I thought we might be getting some wave sailing in at one point. I looked out this morning and I thought, oh, hello, hello. It's a bit onshore, though. Maybe Klipmuller was actually going off. Get down to bunkers, mate. Get down to bunkers, probably going off. Actually, I spoke to Paré because he was in Klipmuller yesterday. Said he had a good sail, a little bit smaller, but it was good. Meanwhile, we're racing on the fjord. The fjord, hurdy-gurdy birdie. What time does it go dark in Denmark? 10? 9:30? 10? 10, yeah. Super late, isn't it? Bright. Like, you don't even need to... We could just keep going all night. I'm sure it gets a bit chillier out there. They is Speedings. They're going very fast, yes. I thought you were saying the place where they are at. It's definitely dropping, I would say. Well, the wind is dropping. So, 9:30 apparently sunset, but when it's dark, I guess is, yeah, it's late, whatever it is. What is that flag on the boat? I'll definitely say that's the lightest we've seen it. Okay. That is interesting. Have a look at the map. It is actually quite interesting. Northern Denmark. What is the official name of this place? Tisted Fjord. Cable Park. That's the official name. Cable Park. Are you sure it's not got a name? Like who?
Limfjorden.
Limfjord. Sounds like a disease. Limfjord.
It's like a fjord with glue.
Oh, okay. Limfjord. Well, that's where we are, if anyone understands what I'm on about. Limfjord. Limfjorden. Limfjorden. Yes, you won't be able to find it on the map if my pronunciation is anything to go by. So, heat number 3, up next, Fabian Wolf. We got Matthias van der Weg, Thijs Hannemeyer. We got Sam Struismar, Bart van der Bogert, and we've got Magna Haas. Question here from Sam. Ben, do you practice wind foiling? I'll be brutally honest. I haven't been foiling for a while. I won't lie. I haven't. I've been doing a fair bit of fin stuff, but not so much foiling. But at some point, I do it. It's just not as often. In the old days, it was called Sinapalham. Sinaper. It's a lot of funny names up here. That's what I've realised. Hooda. Do you get many windsurfers on here? It's weird, isn't it? It's very strange because it's such a big piece of water. It's mad, isn't it? Mad. What about sailing? You'd think there'd be way more sort of action. Kind of crazy. You've got so many good spots in Denmark, though. I guess you've got a lot of lakes, a lot of fjords everywhere. The wind is dropping. How will this affect the results? That's the question. Will it affect the results in Elimination 3? You've got to keep them moving. Here we go. Good start in the middle on the Patrick. Good start down this bottom end from the Wolf as well. So the Wolf with a good start. Who is on the Patrick then? 255, which is Bart van der Boga. Yeah, Bart van der Boga on the Patrick. And then Sem Stroosmar on the G8. So the Wolf, Stroosmar, and Bart. Nice looking jibe there from the Wolf. Stroosmar as well. And Bart looking good in third place. Fourth place is the North Sail of Hannemeyer. You can see it's on the edge, isn't it? Really making sure they're getting that thing foiling, keeping their speed up. And I like that. There's, you know, you're going to have to work this thing. You can't just expect to be perfect every time. If the wind drops a bit, you're going to have to work that thing to get the lift. A lot of skill involved in keeping a foil moving. If you drop it down, it's much harder to get going than to, you know, work your butt off to keep that thing up in the air. And that can sometimes be the difference. So we'll have to see. Can Hannemeyer keep it going? The Wolf seems to be cruising out in the front. Second place, Stroosmar, looking good. Then Bart in third place. And Thijs Hannemeyer. Like I say, these early rounds, they're almost like a warm-up for these guys. How does the leaderboard look until now? Well, at the moment, we've got Johan So leading. Second place, we've got Noah Winter. Third place, Hugo Schoberg. Fourth place, we have got, this is in the overalls, just in case you're wondering. Fourth place is the Wolf, who is leading this heat at the moment. And that is the way the overalls were looking top four-wise. I'd have to check the other results. Maybe Everard is in there, maybe? No. Here we go. But Stroosmar looking solid. I'm not going to get, you know, crazy excited in this early rounds because it does look like an easy qualification again for these boys. With the Wolf leading, Stroosmar second, Bart van der Boga in third, and then Thijs Hannemeyer in fourth place. There we go. Easy jibe for Stroosmar. He's in second, obviously. The Wolf in the lead. I mean, the Wolf is gone. There he is. There he is, Fabian Wolf, 26 years old. That was quick. He's tall. 197 tall and 88 kilos, so nearly 2 meters tall. He is a big fella. And then Stroosmar, another big fella actually. Stroosmar in second. Bart van der Boga in third. Gets through to the semi-finals. And then Thijs Hannemeyer. I was actually thinking, someone just asked what the GPS speeds are. I was actually going to say, maybe I should set up a water speed challenge for this event. And then we'll try and get as many riders to like key into it. And then we could follow who's the fastest guy. Would actually be maybe quite interesting. I think you can actually send like a safety thing from that as well, which then maybe I could do some live speeds. So Another again, quite easy qualification for the boys. Heat number 4 is the last one. And yeah, we'll have to see how this plays out, but we're going straight into it. We've got Johan So in this on the Patrick, Brendan Loho in the middle. We got Peyton Dietz as well, who's had a good showing actually, considering he's 70 kilos. And then Casper Nielsen on the duotone. And Barney van der Weg. Where's Barney van der Weg? We might be seeing another easy race for these top 4 riders. Because Barney van der Weg is... Where is Barney van der Weg? It's a good angle. Nope, Barney van der Weg is a no-show by the looks of it. Nice jibing from the boys. Yeah. Like I say, if you are tuning in, I think you'll find we'll end up doing the semi-finals straight from the semi-finals with maybe 10 or 11 guys in it tomorrow. Because it does seem like a bit of a warm-up heat for these boys at the moment. The semi-finals is really where we get to see the proper action, and then the runners-up final, obviously, in the final. These early rounds are a bit of a cruise for the top boys. But again, you've got to give those guys at the back a bit of racing. That's what they want to do, you know. I think that definitely does work. But Johan So, he's looking pretty comfortable, isn't he? He really does look comfortable. He's got this, like, very what's the right word for it? It's not arrogance, it's just confidence. You know, there's a difference, but he's definitely confident. He really believes in what he's bringing, and I think, well, I would as well if I was as good as him. It's like he's gone. Like, look at the state of it. What's this? 2 reaches in, and he's already half a reach ahead. It's insane. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Got some speed. So Johan So looking good. Obviously, like we talked about it before, Patrick have signed up a lot of riders this year. They've got, oh, that was a nice inside jibe from Pokemon there. Just inside Dietz. Casper Nielsen. Oh, Brendan Loho, sorry. When I see that S2 Maui sales, I always get a little bit carried away. But yeah, sorry, Brendan Loho. He'll be definitely qualifying here. Johan So out in the front. Casper Nielsen in second. Loho third. And then 4th place will be Peyton Dietz. And that will be your top 4 going into the semi-finals. Then we'll step up the commentary a little bit. Pump up the volume. Pump up the hype. Okay. I wonder what is the GPS speed, to be honest. Like, we've asking that before, but so we now have the semi-finals set. We are hearing there might be a change of course coming. Is that be interesting to find out exactly what that means. I do have the results though from Elimination 1. So I got the full results if you want to hear them. So as I said, Johan So in first place in the overalls after Elimination 1. Noah Winter is second. Hugo Schober third. Fabian Wolf in 4th. We've got Sam Strosmar in 5th. Then we got Cyril Everard. Then John Sukas. Brendan Loho in 8th. We got Peyton Dietz in 9th. Bob van der Berg 10th. Matthias Poos in 11th. Thijs Hanemeyer 12th. Magna Haas in 13th. Lars Poggeman in 14th. Christina Larsen in 15th. And then Barney, Casper, Gustav Permin, Hugo Cox, Matthias van der Weg, and Bart van der Barken. Barton. Okay, I'm just waiting for a bit of an update. 33 knots, says Casper Nielsen, but I don't think they're doing 33 knots right now, are they? We heard from Everard earlier when he was down in France. I think he did 38.8 or something as his highest 2-second max at the competition. Okay, what's the deal? Okay, so there has been a call, and actually they were having to move all the marks and move the course, but it's obviously 6:30 here, so it actually has been called for the day, so there'll be no more racing today. So we will be finishing it all tomorrow. The forecast is similar. Windy, more wind. So the forecast is for obviously windy stuff tomorrow. Everything is set up now in this location, so we'll be straight back here tomorrow for more action. But you can see the wind has gone a little bit fluky and gusty on the inside now, so they would have had to move the course right out into the fjord. So you'll have to come back tomorrow to find out the results, but we do finish the opening day of the EPWT with Johan So leading the way, Noah Winter in second, and Hugo Schoberg in third place. So another good day for the Patrick boys. And again, I think we might find we'll end up doing a couple of semi-finals and a winners and a runners-up final tomorrow. So you can only imagine how many eliminations we will get through tomorrow. Should be an exciting day. Join us for day number 2 tomorrow at 12 o'clock, roughly, first possible start. So we'll see you then.